Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. Oh, yeah, hit it. All right. In this batch, we've got not a lot of stuff to get through, but it's meaty. It has weight and substance. We begin where the S's, of course, working in reverse alphabetical order, and we begin with Sorabji. Only one Sorabji here, and only a piece of one other thing. Why? Because I have a lot of Sorabji, actually, but it's all upstairs. It's all in the main collection. Actually, it probably should be down here, given how interesting most of it is. You know, Sorabji is one of those composers. Well, let's do it in context. This is the first in what turned out to be, I think, a 4 or 5 disc set or something. I have the whole series of the 100 Transcendental Studies. These are numbers 1 through 25 with Frederick Uhlin, piano, on bis. And these things are just nuts. You know, he took an idea of lists and just carried it to absolutely insanely ridiculous proportions. Now, the first 25 of these are not all that insane. The longest one of them is like 5 minutes long, but they're all very, very difficult to play. And they all have, scriabinesco. This one has scriabinesco. Isn't that exciting? And he uses the word abbastanza a lot here. You've got leggero abbastanza, animato abbastanza, leggeri quasi saltando, and things like that. So yeah, they're very transcendental in terms of difficulty. The trouble with Sorabji is what I think Radhavara said to me, which is that, you know, anybody can write something that's virtually impossible, he said. I don't take that as a sign of profundity or depth or talentedness. He said, I take that as a sign of incompetence because everything should be possible and it should be playable. And if you want it to sound impossible, you should be able to do it in a way that's possible. I've mentioned that many times, and it's a very wise statement, I think. And it applies particularly to Sorabji, who wrote virtually impossible piano music that at one point he banned people from playing and because he heard bad performances of it. And then he unbanned it, sort of, kind of, for certain select pianists. I mean, that's how you create a cult, sort of, kind of. I don't know if he cared about a cult. I don't know what he cared about. He was a hermit. He was cut off from the world of music. He was a very, very, cultish personality, and his music is basically mud. Some of it's cute, some of it's charming, some of it's okay, but most of it's mud. And so there we have it. This is the first of the 100 Transcendental Mud Studies. And that's all I have down here for Sorabji, because like I said, all the rest is up there, because it comes in little boxes and it's easier to store somewhere up there. So that's where it is. Then we have Stephen Sondheim. Only 2 little things of Sondheim, because most of my Sondheim is back here in with the musicals. But some things, before I had like a separate musical section, I was doing it by the composers of the Broadway musicals. And so 2 of them wound up here. The first was this one, the RCA recording of A Little Night Music with the original London cast. Yes, which had Hermione Gingold, Gene Simmons, and Joss Ackland. It's a wonderful, wonderful performance. And it's a great musical. There's the, Broadway cast is on Sony. This one's on RCA. They're both wonderful. The musical is just sensational. It's got Send in the Clowns and some of Sondheim's best tunes. So, I mean, there's nothing to complain about there. It's great stuff. That goes over here, up there, next to Sorabji, we talked about last time when we were doing Zarzuelas. And I've got this really cool Sweeney Todd. This was one of those New York Philharmonic productions that was issued by the New York Philharmonic. It was live at the New York Philharmonic with Patti LuPone and George Hearn and John Aller and David Gaines and Neil Patrick Harris and Paul Pliszka and Heidi Grant Murphy and Stanford Olson and Audra McDonald. Yay! Andrew Litton was the conductor. It was a wonderful, wonderful moment, which I never saw live. So I got the LP, and it's terrific. Sweeney Todd is an operetta. It makes no difference. It's mostly sung. And, of course, the music is, again, absolutely wonderful. I was very happy to get this. It's really good. It really belongs in the classical section, I suppose. I mean, as if it makes any difference. I mean, I don't really care, but that's where that goes. And last but not least, in this pile was an extra copy. See, it's still got its little plastic on it here, of Georg Solti, the first recordings as pianist and conductor. Now, all of these have just been reissued. You know, this is so typical, isn't it? I got this because I thought, if I didn't get it, it's going to go out of print. I'll never see it again. Well, it's now in the Solti in Europe box. Most of this stuff. It's actually all of this stuff. It's the, Brahms, the violin sonatas with Georg Kuhlenkampf from 1947 and 48 with Solti at the piano, the Beethoven Kreutzer Sonata with Kuhlenkampf from 47, the Beethoven Violin Concerto with Misha Elman and the London Phil from 1955, Schubert's Fifth with the Israel Philharmonic from 1958, the Bartok Dance Suite, and let's see, what's that, with the London Phil, isn't it? Yeah, it's with the London Phil, and the Music for Strings, Percussion, and Celesta, also with the London Phil, one's from 1952 and 1955. His LSO stereo remakes of that music are much, much better. Then we've got the Hariano Suite, which he redid before. For some reason, he never got the humor in that, because Solti had no sense of humor. I never was an admirer of his Harianos. So that's 1949, and Strauss Electra Extracts with Crystal Goltz, Elizabeth Hungen, and Ferdinand Franz as Orestes with the Bavarian Staatsorchester from 1952. This is 4 CDs of really early Solti, who was really a very, very fine opera conductor more than anything else. He wasn't a bad pianist in his day as a chamber music partner. And as an orchestral conductor, there were some very good things that he did later. The Bartok stuff particularly. The rest, he was accompanying Misha Elman, who's fun to listen to. I wanted it. What can I tell you? I collect, and I collected. And now it makes no difference because it's all in the older Solti box, which I spoke about a few weeks ago. So there you go. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.